Hey up, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to On the Sofa. And we've got a 2 hour special for you tonight.
I found
Um,
matches so we can actually survive this. Since my dickhead boyfriend left me with no lighter, comes out of jail, I bring his ass home, and the thanks I get is no lighter.
Hi, my name is Godless Song, and I'm new here. Hello.
The hell you are. You've been here every week. Lying liar who lies is what you are.
So we've got Siamese and we've got Mr. Godless Sewing with us.
Hello.
We're affording him the respect of calling him Mister now? You're really special, huh? All right, let me grab my picture.
What have you done with Artie, Siamese?
You know, Artie, what have I done with Artie? Who the fuck said I did it? I don't even have a basement to chain him up in. How dare you? I resent this assumption.
You know, you do kind of have Misery vibes. You probably haven't seen the movie Misery with Kathy Bates.
First of all, fuck you. Yes, I have. I love Kathy. Just because it's a popular movie doesn't mean I've never seen it. Shut the fuck up. Because I know what you're about to say.
Sorry, every movie that I've ever seen, you haven't seen, and these are like
Not every movie. Not every movie.
And it's got Sonny Corleone.
Yeah, it does. Have you ever seen Glee in the Cube? The skateboarding
What?
movie? It's the
I
80s.
What the hell?
It's a 80s skateboarding movie. Either that one or there's another movie where Tony Hawk and what's his name are in it. It's an 80s skate movie.
It's not Lords of Dogtown, is it?
No, it's a really cheesy. Glee in the Cube is like a sci-fi 80s movie, man. Like the 80s were lit. The 80s,
Yeah.
everybody was on acid. They were coming. Well, they were coming
Everybody
down.
was on everything in the 80s. Let's be realistic.
But
I would know because my mother tells me all the time.
All right, so even though it's 2 hours, I'm here. I'm smoking a joint. Let's get focused. Let's focus. Who are we roasting today, huh?
Who aren't we roasting is a better question. Well, Stool's not here, so right now we're not roasting him. I'm sure that'll change. He's shown his ugly mug every week the last few weeks.
We're going to start with Conservative MP David Warburton.
I don't see a Conservative MP. I see Steven Tyler. Oh, you're just getting nerdy with it, huh, Will?
I need these to see. I'm finally starting to accept my age.
Aw, congratulations, Grandpa. Send me your address. I'll overnight ship you a cane.
I have quite a few in here.
So do I, actually, but they're medically necessary, I promise. I don't beat anybody with them.
Okay,
I actually have
sex allegations with former aide.
As another woman claims he snorted line after line of cocaine after insisting on turning up at young woman's home.
Line after line of cocaine off of where, though? Considering this is a sex allegation,
okay,
I have to wonder.
So Chinese, as the resident ambassador to the UK, hey doorknob head. Okay, so this isn't like widely known, but people in the UK use cocaine like people in America use marijuana, and people smoke lots of pot in the UK as well, tons of pot.
Kind of like how Russians use vodka as their main hydration supply.
Oh, that would just get old after a while. So it's a little bit.
Vodka's nasty, I know.
It's more, but what I'm trying to say is that cocaine use is rampant in the UK. So the fact that the MP is using Michael Gove is a cokehead, and I'm from America, and I'll say it. He admitted.
You know who else is a cokehead? You know who else is a cokehead? My father. I wish he would have died instead of my aunt.
So I have a question, Sofa. Is it illegal to do a bunch of cocaine?
Who the fuck is calling me? Are you kidding me right now?
In your country?
All right, I have to leave and bounce back because now somebody tried to call my phone and nothing's going to come out of the speaker. So I will return momentarily.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have a question. Is it illegal for your politicians to openly do drugs?
Yes.
I'm just asking for the peanut gallery.
But I don't know if you can see that photo. There's the photo.
Oh, she took a photo of him. He wouldn't leave or what?
I don't know exactly, but you know, you can. But can you imagine it? I know. I'll just pose for a selfie next to 5 lines of gack. What could possibly go wrong?
The only time you think that's okay is when you're on a bunch of yayo. Like he's
Or
like
you're my dad.
he's like Tony Montana ripped. Alex Ovechkin took a picture like this. His wife took a picture and people freaked out and she's like, "What?" And she didn't even realize there were lines of cocaine on the table.
Well, that says a lot about how commonplace cocaine use is in that house.
But that's what I'm trying to say. People use cocaine like it's normal, and spoiler, it's not. It's not.
It's funny. Cocaine is actually treated surprisingly casually in my neck of the woods too. Like I had this dude that I was banging off and on for a few months tell me that cocaine was not as bad as people claimed it was. But it's like, but cocaine literally ruined my childhood.
This picture is a little underrated. The man is proudly sitting there with lines of yayo. Like I feel like this should be a T-shirt or something. I might make this a T-shirt. You've got to be kidding me.
You're gonna make a T-shirt of that, then you have to make a T-shirt of yourself with a joint in your hand.
See, but it's legal where I live. This is legal.
I mean, it's legal here too. I'm just saying. Those who live in fucking glass houses, put the rock down. Put it down.
Pot is nothing near cocaine. Do you know
I'm not saying it is. I'm joking.
Know how much stuff? You know how much stuff I can get accomplished if cocaine was legal? Are you insane? I don't have the heart for it. This is a bold. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring it right back. This is a very bold picture. That man needs a wheelbarrow.
Oh, yeah, this balls on display.
Yeah, he needs a wheelbarrow for his balls.
It gets really bizarre because
of course it does.
He tried to claim that's not cocaine. You can see there. That's actually dandruff.
Who the fuck let Stool in the chat?
Okay. First off, if you have that much dandruff, you're not leaving the house, and he wouldn't look. He looks kind of together. He wouldn't have nice clothes on if you had that much dandruff.
I don't know. He looks a little shiny there. Maybe a little bead of sweat.
No, but that's the cocaine hue.
But
yeah,
he claimed that I have a severe dandruff problem.
Yeah. Okay. So you cut your dandruff into lines. Okay. Yeah. If that's the truth, then I have more questions than I want answers.
So I have a question. Was he on cocaine when he was asked the question?
Probably.
I said I have this really odd habit of putting my dandruff into piles. It's an odd habit, but it's not illegal.
Okay, but he's lying. He's fucking lying.
You're right. Putting your dandruff.
Of course I am. I'm always right.
Lining up your dandruff is legal. Cocaine is still illegal.
It's not dandruff.
See, this is what I consider like the death of language, the death of communication. When somebody can't just admit, like, okay, I'm addicted to yayo. This guy is clearly sitting there with lines on the table.
Fuck calling it yayo, you fucking weirdo.
And I'm from the West Coast, sorry. And I've watched.
I don't fuck what coast you're from. That's fucking weird.
I've watched.
God, just call it powder like normal people.
No, it's yayo. Are you kidding me? Every time I see he is literally in his Tony Montana pose right there. That's his Tony Montana, man. The world is mine. He's on cocaine. That's Tony Montana right there.
But
The ducks were cokeheads. Okay, that was terrible. See yourself out.
We used to also call it dancing with the white lady because I lived around brown people.
Oh my god! But why even call cocaine a lady? Because I'm pretty sure people don't act like ladies once they've railed a lot of that booger sugar.
Okay, I'm from the era where people didn't get offended. We called everything her, and Scotty used to say her about the Enterprise.
True.
Well, it's pretty common to call vehicles of multiple different types. It's pretty common to use the she her pronouns there.
I'm from a different era. Like those things don't offend
Okay,
me.
Grandpa.
But I think his spokesperson, I think it was his spokesperson, tried to say, of course it's not cocaine. I mean, what? How stupid?
And they expected us to believe it. It's like at least spin he's going to rehab story, and then have him go in lockdown for 30 days or so.
He said he tried to say, how stupid do you think he would have to be to pose for a photo with lines of cocaine? Of course, but if you're
it's right there. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
If you off your tits on cocaine, you're going to pose with cocaine, and you're going to do
damn right. Damn right. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the
I used to take pictures
of
my lines of Percocet before I snorted them. I was ballsy when I did drugs. I mean, sometimes I still do them, but we don't talk about that.
There was a mass shooting in Sacramento, California,
and
the guy got caught because he took a picture pointing the gun at the camera on Facebook, literally like 10 minutes before the shooting, and you can see in the background that he's clearly at the place where the shooting went on.
This is exactly what my mother used to talk about when I was like 13, 14. People being so stupid that they post evidence on social media of themselves committing crimes, and then they wonder how they got caught.
My father used to always say, we do not believe in self-indictments. But what he was trying to tell me was, don't take a picture when you're doing something illegal.
Right. Like, if you're gonna take a picture, keep it to your fucking self.
No, this was pre-internet. I'm old. This was pre-internet. He used to always say, And so when the internet came around, I was like, no, I'm not going to put my business on. I still don't put my business on the internet. Like the real stuff I do in my real life. No way. No way.
I knew there was more to you.
You end up like this guy thinking you're Superman. Is he gonna get, okay, so I have a question. Is there going to be any consequences or repercussions for this at all?
Doubt it.
He's been suspended.
Okay.
But
how long is that going to last?
It gets worse because there are also allegations of sexual assault against him.
Well, he is a raging cokehead where he doesn't care if someone takes his picture. Like that's hardcore.
And people's dicks tend to get, people tend to not be able to keep their dicks in their pants when they're on cocaine. Ask my dad. Oops.
Well, it's the bank robber thing. Like you get cocky, you get more and more cocky every time you don't get caught.
Oh, of course.
A report by the Sunday Times claims that 3 women have accused him of unwanted sexual comments and sexual touching.
Of course.
I got suspended from my job for reporting unwanted sexual touching. Fuck Holiday Inn. I'm glad I work at a much better place now.
Do you know it's really funny? In California, if you accuse someone of sexual harassment or something in the workplace, you cannot be fired for 7 years after the allegation.
Wow, if only we had that kind of protection in New Jersey. But on the bright side, I did speak to the Civil Rights Division a couple days ago. I thought my interview with them was actually today. Go away. Get out. I was having a nice day, and then you showed up. Anyway.
Stu, how are you? Hello.
Anyway, so I spoke to the Civil Rights Division. I thought my interview was today, but it turns out it was 2 days ago. And so they're going to take a look and see if I have a case. If I do, they're going to forward it all to the EEOC, plus investigate themselves. And if not, I'm just going to get an email saying, fuck you, you know? So we're going to find out if I really am going to burn that shithole to the ground.
It gets even more bizarre because I think
And this is why we're having a 2-hour special, because the rabbit hole doesn't fucking end.
I just read Stool's. Yes, you are. That's Stool's racist dandruff.
How do you even have dandruff when you don't even have hair? Ew, nobody wants to. Oh my god, I feel my fucking screen breaking.
Oh, I have dandruff.
But you can have dandruff in your beard.
Yeah, exactly. But
And your eyebrows.
Josh had that problem for a while. I made him shampoo.
You know what's really funny? My eyebrows are so thick. I always say, "Oh, I'm brushing my hair. I'm brushing my hair," because they do like go over into my eyelashes.
Well, you can have dandruff in your eyebrows and your beard if you want, and anybody who tells you otherwise is a racist. Don't let them put you down, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's your right.
That might be the nicest thing I've ever heard you say, which says a lot about how vile you are. You
didn't know.
Stool.
You didn't know Stool is my my lawyer. He just walks in and calls everyone racist.
Well, if Stool is your lawyer, then you are one fool of a client.
Well, I want to know. Because I already know this, but like in your country, people do a lot of cocaine, and I'm not saying in America it's not snowing right now. I'm not saying we don't do the exact same amount, but I was shocked at the amount of usage that grown adults, they openly use cocaine in the UK like people do in Hollywood.
But yeah.
So how? But my whole point is,
have you ever done cocaine, Stool? It would explain a lot.
How socially acceptable is it in where you live? Is it like smoking a cigarette, or is it like you're going to lose your job and go to jail?
It's not really I think it's just a common thing amongst the people who have lots of money.
So basically, it depends on how rich you are?
Mm-hmm.
You would have to be rich to be on cocaine.
Well, that's true. You know they call methamphetamine the poor man's coke?
But this story gets even more bizarre because...
Again? God damn it, Mike! We're gonna start doing shots every time you say that.
But because I can't remember which page. It was one of the Tory rags. I think it was the Daily Mail. They ran a story.
Anything Tory is automatically a rag.
Yeah, exactly. But they ran a story trying to defend him, saying this is a sting operation on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party.
Oh my God!
They're just, but why the Chinese Communist Party would want to set up a Tory
rando,
a random a random lesser known backbench MP.
Right, if they're gonna set somebody up, at least set up Boris Johnson. Make a real splash. God damn.
Yeah, exactly. But
I wonder. I feel like Boris Johnson does something or other that would explain his unkempt hair. I feel like he's forever on an upper binge.
What moment did the UK completely jump the shark? Like you guys have like morphed into me. I mean, I'm sorry, morphed into this country. You have literally morphed into like a mini America. You're like
you guys are what we would have become if Trump had remained in office.
No,
because this is becoming more and more of a fascist nightmare. We were at least able to pull ourselves out of that in 2020. Not that it's much better than it was, but at least we're not totally down the tube. We're not at the event horizon of the black hole just yet. We'll probably get there at some point, but...
You know how they had that party the other week? The Tories all went to that big fancy party.
Stool, what did we talk about waving the knife around during the stream?
Bad habit.
Put it down. Put it down.
You remember they went to the big party and they got in a lot of trouble because they ignored all those people who were.
Yeah, let's not forget that happened, please.
All the people who died from COVID. And the following day, there was a photograph of Johnson in the paper. If you saw it, and he had a big cut on his nose.
Mm.
And people were saying, What the fuck? How have you cut your nose, you daft bastard? Fun fact about cocaine. Allegedly, I don't know this, but a lot of the cocaine people were complaining about our new £5 notes because they cut your nose. There you go.
Oh, really?
I saw that story. I completely forgot about that. I'm just saying it's rampant, and I'm not saying that it's not here in America either, but it's just weird to me to watch your country turn into America because people are cokeheads here, or they love the yayo just to piss off Chinese.
But
why does it always devolve into pissing me off? I am the nicest person in this stream. Don't give me that look.
Can we just make this clear to I almost called him Donut. To Doorknobhead, I'm not getting my boobs out, so no.
Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, it is 90 degrees in Southern California right now.
I wonder what temperature it is here in New Jersey. I don't feel like finding out, though.
I was wondering why it's getting so hot in here. Or maybe it's all that yayo I did earlier. I don't know. So what's the next story?
No, we're sticking with this story because there's more. There's more.
Of course there is.
He hang on, I've got some notes here. Just to for the sake of yes, it's also alleged that he took a loan from a Russian financier of $100,000 that he didn't declare it, which is illegal. You can't do that shit.
What do they call it?
Does something being illegal really serve as a deterrent anymore?
No, but there's a name. It's Londongrad. Is that what it is? That the nickname?
That sounds very Russian.
I saw a thumbnail for a story, and I was like, I don't have the emotional space for this right now.
I sometimes wonder if you have the emotional space of an average teaspoon.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, anyway,
and he has recently been hospitalized with stress after harassment allegations.
No, it couldn't possibly be because he did too much coke to cope with the fact that he was suspended and ended up having a heart attack.
Okay,
no, that's possibly it.
So I've been there. It's called going sober. He decided to go clean, then he got sick because he probably does it all the time, and he freaked out. And
that's called withdrawal.
No, because in the UK, like you guys, you're really good at naming things. You call it like the troubles, or like you're really good at naming things that are horrible.
The troubles are here in the stream.
So he's probably something really bad happened.
But LBC are trying to paint him as the victim here.
Oh,
of course. We've all got to whip out that sympathy card.
Yeah.
I would be stressed out too if I got caught. I would be really stressed out,
But look at him. You can see. Look at his photo. He hasn't got enough hair to have that much dandruff.
He doesn't even have enough, and he doesn't have enough iris to be sober.
Regular drug use ages you. So
I know this.
Maybe all of his hair, fell out. But I started balding at 17, and that was just male pattern baldness.
Yeah, and look at you now.
And so he's been admitted to a psychiatric hospital to be treated for shock and stress, as an investigation is conducted into allegations about his behavior.
Couldn't possibly be cocaine withdrawal, and they're lying. No, not at all. Shock and stress. That sounds like, oh my God, where's my cocaine?
He got the vapors. And he fell out. like in the
Oh my God.
Victorian era, like
Oh, better get the smelling salts.
So like a lot of MPs who get caught with their trousers down, he's trying to paint himself as the victim.
it's a crypolly approach.
It's just so played out that you would think it doesn't work anymore. But I'm sure somebody somewhere feels bad for him, even if it's just his mommy.
But there seems to be an ongoing trend. Whenever someone is caught doing some evil shit, you see them, hobbling, out of court on a Zimmer frame.
Oh yeah, with Harvey Weinstein using a walker during his trial.
Yeah, yeah. Or they try to
prime
say,
example.
That only works in television.
Or they try to claim, he's too ill to appear in court. He's on.
Okay. Well, you know what? That would have worked a few years ago, before COVID, when remote court appearances became relatively commonplace. Now he's got no excuse. If you have a cellular device, you probably have the capacity to appear virtually.
But exactly. But whenever celebrities, especially politicians, get caught doing
anything
bad, they play the victim. They always play the victim.
Oh yeah.
If you live in the UK, here's a little experiment for you. Get stress, and let's count and see how long it takes for you to be admitted to hospital because you have stress.
I bet it doesn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, he got admitted immediately to hospital for stress.
They probably even sent an ambulance for him.
Normal everyday people like you and me get put on a 12-month waiting list.
And quite honestly, I do not think that these people even know what stress is after a while, because these are the people who rarely hear no in their life. And so a minor inconvenience could literally throw them off and derail their entire day. Try to live in my life.
We've got a huge backlog at the moment. If you need to go to hospital, or if you've got a non-urgent operation, we've got a massive backlog thanks to COVID and other reasons, like underfunding and what have you. And there are hospitals now saying, look, unless you're dying or bleeding to death, just do not come into A&E. Don't just stay away. We can't handle it. So the fact that some lying twatty Tory fucker gets admitted to hospital because he's got stress, please, come on. That's not a thing.
Just a sign of the classist times, if you ask me.
No, the same thing happens here. If you have a certain amount of money. Recently, I got pulled over. The cop harassed me and towed my car and everything. And the sad thing is,
oh yeah, we went over this.
I had the money to pay for it and everything. If somebody was in a different socioeconomic status, they wouldn't be able to. They would have literally lost their life, lost their livelihood. They wouldn't be able to get to work. I don't think these people realize how everyday people live at all, in any way, shape, or form.
I got lucky myself. I got pulled over by the cops just this morning. And of course, it was the one cop in my hometown who has been itching to book me on something since I was 17. I got lucky because he let me go.
Usually, if you get caught out doing something naughty with the drugs or the beers, because you're a celeb, you've got a lot of money probably. And so being admitted somewhere means paying shit tons of money to go to the Priory Clinic here down south. So, a private
and it's all a show of feigning accountability.
I can tell you now, this should not come as a shock. The NHS does not admit people to hospital because they are stressed.
Not here either. Do you know Will
Please,
Smith?
I'd be in the hospital the rest of my life if stress was a cause for admission for us little people.
Will Smith just recently checked himself into rehab. How many people can assault someone and check themselves into rehab? No one. And they even said on the news that he's going to like the Betty Ford or somewhere where it's like a vacation home where you get massages every day, you have a private gym. It's not even it's just a place for rich people to act like they're doing something, you know?
Right. That's what I think most of the luxury rehab facilities really are.
Same thing. I knew someone that went to Betty Ford. He's the son of a millionaire. Like they send rich people there. They send rich people. Yeah. Like I said, your country and mine, like for all the differences we have, we treat elitist people the same.
Your country? What the fuck am I? Chopped liver?
Well, you live where do you live?
New Jersey.
Yeah, that's kind of America.
Fuck out of here. We are more, you know, I live in the perfect melting pot of New Jersey, right in the geographical center where everything comes together. It's not too urban. It's not too rednecky.
I'm kidding. And I'm kind of kidding. I'm straight. I'm from the suburbs, you know. I point and laugh at everybody. Hate me.
I sort of lived in the suburbs.
You can hate me for being consistent.
I don't know who the fuck just honked the horn out there, but I'm about to go bash in their windshield.
So who else? What else is falling apart?
I'll admit it. I grew up in the suburbs, but I grew up in a suburb that was called Little Trenton. Hi, Esther. I grew up in this really. It's not a very good suburb, and I have a hood side to me.
I'm a real life Karen. I'm from the suburbs. Hi, Afro-humanist. Hello.
So, yeah, David Warburton. If there's any justice, he will get nowhere near the levers of power ever again. He will never work in.
There is no justice.
No. For once, I agree with the walking plague.
Spoiler alert, there is no justice.
I have a really quick question for Esther, and it's UK related. Were you on The Big Questions? And the reason I asked that is because I randomly watched The Big Questions. And I think I saw you on The Big Questions with Nikki Campbell.
That's racist.
Anyway, shall we talk about Rishi Sunak's wife now?
Oh, how did I know this was coming up? What are you going to do for 2 hours?
Well, we've just been half an hour.
God willing, drive you into the depths of fucking exile. That's what we'll do for 2 hours.
With our friend here, it took us how long just to get here?
We spent half an hour just talking about David Warburton.
Somebody who we never even knew existed until last week.
Well, that's one claim to fame.
True.
Yeah. But Rishi Sunak's wife, who, by the way, is richer than the Queen,
of course,
has claimed non-dom status. So
all right. So first of all, I hear dom and I think sub because I'm a kinky freak. But so I need to know, how the fuck are you married to a literal prominent figure in government but claiming non-domicile? This I need to know. Nobody asked you. Put your hand down.
Can I go?
No.
I am the legal expert here. I'm Mike's lawyer.
The only thing you are an expert on is just the worst form of decaying mycology, because you are a rotting toadstool.
A rotting toadstool? Cool.
Yes, I'm trying to come up with more unique insults that are specifically tailored for you, because you remind me of a dying mushroom.
Mike, can I do the background, a bit of context, please?
Go on then.
Just for our foreign racist friends here. So,
fuck you!
This is a British thing. It's a British thing. Okay, so if you move here from a different country, what's supposed to happen is to make things easier for you so you don't find it a bit too stressful. You can claim non-domicile status. No, you can claim that the country you came from is your domicile. So you pay the taxes that you earn in that country to that country rather than to the UK, just to make things easier. It's supposed to be a temporary thing.
Oh, this
Just
is
to-
fancy
to ease
tax
you in.
evasion. Is that what you're getting at?
I'm getting there. But it's supposed to be temporary and you can only do it for a maximum of 15 years. But it's for people who might like travel between one country and another, work in one country, go home and whatever. But it basically means that she is not paying any tax on her earnings that she makes in India to the UK government. Now, that's where she makes her money. She's a billionaire. Her dad is the 6th richest person in India.
Oh,
Right. But in order to maintain that status, you have to pay the UK government, I think it's about £30,000 per year. So it's not like something you accidentally do. You
shut
do it
up,
on
doorknob
purpose.
head. I said it first.
And here's the fun thing. Now, we know Rishi Sunak is a twat who can't use debit cards. But this isn't an accident, because when she, or should she die, I'm not saying anything bad here, but should she die, he will not have to pay inheritance tax on anything he inherits from her. Now, that means property, shares, of which she has billions of pounds worth. So
It's
this is
fancy tax evasion.
avoidance is the correct word.
Yes.
Evasion, avoidance, same thing.
It's totally legal, but he's the Chancellor of the Exchequer, which makes you think, maybe you should not be doing this when you've
Yeah.
just screwed all the rest of us over with your fucking taxes.
Yeah. That's the thing. It is totally legal, but as Dahl rightly said, is it moral?
It's not. So it's not illegal. It's just frowned upon.
It,
See, I've seen something. Will
he,
that happens a lot the Hangover movies.
it could be seen as a conflict of interest given Rishi Sunak's position.
Yeah, well,
Could
the thing that
It
he's
is
been saying, and all the Tory arselicers have been saying, well, you can't talk about this because it's his wife. You can't bring her into this because of who he is. It's none of our business, basically. But he's the Chancellor of the Exchequer,
Yes.
who decides how much
Second
tax.
only to the Prime Minister.
Yeah, exactly. He's like second in fucking command. And so he tells us how much tax we have to pay without mentioning, oh, by the way, we're doing this thing. It ain't good. It's very not good.
But
Sorry, I'm tracking packages. I'm trying to see what's at my front door
ah,
to see if I bought
Oh
it.
yeah, tracking
Or,
packages. Okay,
or-
Will.
Or if a fan sent it to me.
but the article says this: Rishi Sunak's multi-millionaire wife claims non-domicile status. It has emerged, which allows her to save millions of pounds in tax on dividends collected from her family's IT business empire.
yes.
Wow.
And we don't mention that empire invests heavily in Russia.
Yeah,
Talking about
exactly.
That's the other thing that we're not allowed to talk about. A lot of things we're not allowed to talk about, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't talk about Bruno.
we've got to keep her fucking name out of our.
Fucking sounds.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Before Will Smith said that, have you heard that saying before?
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
No, just in general. No, to my to the non-American friends here. Have you ever heard that? Keep my blank out of your mouth. Keep my name. That is a very old school. At least where I'm
Oh yeah,
from,
we
white
say it
people
here
say,
in this town all the
keep
time.
my fucking name out your mouth. That's the beginning of a fight. right there when someone says
Oh yeah. In fact, somebody just tried to say it to me the other day, and I told the bitch to come fight me. Did it happen? Of course not. If you're seeing this, Shauna, you still ain't come find me, bitch. Anyway. No, I'm serious. This bitch is trying to fight me because I called her out on the fact that she's engaging in alienation of her stepchild, talking about, oh, your mommy doesn't love you. Okay, bitch, you're literally locking this kid in a room. And don't worry, yes, I've called child services about it. It was me, bitch. She locked the kid in her room and scared her to the point she shit herself. And she's literally doing coke and selling Xanax in the presence of this kid. But she's talking about the kid's mother. Okay. Anyway. Super rich wife claimed up to $100,000 taxpayers' cash in furlough scheme. Okay, this I'd like to say.
This is the flip side of the coin, you see.
Of course. This is the fun part.
She's claimed non-dom status, so she doesn't have to pay tax. So she doesn't have to pay as much tax as she otherwise would do. And yet, she claimed up to £100,000 of taxpayers' cash in the furlough scheme.
So not only is she not paying taxes, she's hoarding them from other people.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay my taxes, but I'll take yours. What a piece of dog shit.
The businesses that she was claiming furlough for went bust. So, and here's another little coincidence. Rishi Sunak does not want to go after the businesses that committed fraud by claiming.
Really? I wouldn't have imagined.
It's almost like it's suspicious. I don't know.
Oh, I know. It's just you almost get this hint of a fishy odor. But nah, we must just be crazy.
But it's the hypocrisy that gets me. It's the hypocrisy of it all. I'm fed up with the corruption. I really. Stool, when are we going to storm the Bastille, as it were? When is that going to happen?
Wrong country.
It's not going to happen, and a lot of people.
You're sieging the Tower of London, for God's sake, not the fucking Bastille.
A lot of people keep mentioning the poll tax riots, and for people who are old enough, that was the last time we actually did anything about something that was really shitty. When Thatcher tried to do that thing, everybody just went fuck you and started rioting. That was in the 80s.
And they refused to pay.
Perhaps what we need is a good old riot followed by a societal collapse. I mean, we all know how I feel about societal collapse.
We live in different times, and now we're bombarded. As we've just said, we're bombarded with this bullshit from the Tories and their supporters, who say, "Well, you're not interested in this. We can't talk about this." And people, instead of actually doing anything, just take to Twitter and create a hashtag.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of stupid bee puns in the live chat right now, and I just want to take the time to say my jokes are better than all of yours.
Or the other thing that we now do, Mike, is create a petition.
Yeah.
Oh no, we do not attempt to redress our grievances.
But those petitions go nowhere.
Same here. Same in this side of the world. Same in this side of the pond.
This winds me up so much. Dermot O'Leary started one, and you know what that one will be about, Mike, with change.org. Okay, fair enough. A lot of people will sign this petition, but it will not. What is it going to achieve other than giving you a number at the end of it? It achieves absolutely nothing. Petitions do not have any kind of weight. The only kind of petition...
they're absolutely useless because we're not considered people anymore. We're just the consumer base.
The thing is, they use these 3 different organisations to create their petitions, and so firstly, just use the same one for fuck's sake. Duh. Secondly, there's only one of these methods that can actually have any kind of result, which is the official government petition thingy, whatever we call that, Mike, I forget, whereby if they get over, I think it's 10,000 signatures, it has to be discussed in Parliament.
Yeah.
Only discussed doesn't mean they're going to do fuck all about it, but they have to mention it.
They probably just mention it briefly and are like, okay.
I was listening. I was making dinner. I was listening. Poll tax riots. I was there. I was listening in the kitchen. Please continue, Stool.
Well, these petitions,
Please don't continue.
Good for you. You kind of got the good idea, but as I said, use the same organisation instead of splitting it over 3 different ones. Otherwise, you're an idiot, you stupid fuckers. Secondly,
Doorknob head, I'm extremely offended by your comment. I have daddy issues, not grandpa issues. Okay? So let's get that out of the way.
So I have a
government one. What is the point of doing a petition on change.org? There's no end result. It achieves nothing.
It's absolutely useless. It's pointless.
A zillion signatures, but what is the end result?
I have a question. I have a question for the Brits. When was your government not corrupt? And I'm not saying that in a facetious way. I'm saying
that's a legitimate question.
Are they more corrupt than usual? Because our politicians are corrupt as hell, and we know it.
I can do the answer to this one, and you all know this because I've bitched about it since November 2019. It's this lot that are in power now. This is not normal for UK government.
Yeah,
these are corrupt.
And yet you're all just sitting by and it just happens, and it's a shame because I realize there's nothing little people can do though. Like, that's what sucks. The people have no real power in the government anymore.
But they've done this. The conservative fuckers have done this thing that your right wing political people have done in your country, which is
Republicans.
They've created this infighting, so we're all now either this side or this side, and it doesn't matter what the Conservatives do or say. They could shag a goat in front of your grandma, and all the supporters will come out in favour of it.
That's
just how it works now. It's like as you've seen in your country, COVID. Facts don't matter. If you're a right wingy type person, you are legally obliged to not believe in COVID.
You're legally obliged to not believe in anything that can be proven through scientific fact.
It's the same thing with the Trumpers.
If it's not in the big book of Jesus and bullshit, then Republicans are required to not believe it.
Here's the latest example.
Really quick, brain bug Bree. I love you and thank you for noticing my beard. Thank you.
I love brain bugs gravy. So, Mike, are you doing?
That sounded way too gay. Where the fuck is my boyfriend?
Mike, are you doing Channel 4?
Do you know where you are? Do you?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I won't spoil it, but this is the latest thing. What's happening with Channel 4? Whenever that announcement was made a couple of days ago, whenever it was, all of a sudden, all the supporters on social media, all the fans of the Tory government, decided, because they'd been told, they all decided that they'd always hated Channel 4. Now, the day before, they didn't hate it. They didn't hate it the day before, but the day after, they all say, oh, yes, I've always hated it. It needs to go. That's what happens in this country now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we'll do that next, actually.
Here it comes.
But it's exactly as Will was saying. It's not always been like this. You've had this nonsense for a very, very long time.
That's why I asked.
What our lot are doing, they've learned, thanks to Brexit and Trump, they've learned that the best way to hold on to their power is to create this infighting and just bombard us with bullshit and lies constantly. And their corruption, to get back to your question, Will, you've always had politicians and MPs who are slightly corrupt. That's always going to be the thing. But never in this country, to my knowledge, have we had an entire government, the actual cabinet, the members of the cabinet who are complete frauds, charlatans, liars. And I will say it again, they are fucking Nazi fuckers. They've got bad intentions and bad ideas for this country. And I said in November 2019, and I'll keep saying it again, this cannot get any better. It will get really fucking bad.
It's only been getting worse.
Yeah, that's been pretty much the trend for a while now. It all just has been going further and further to shit. That's what I'm saying. We're not at the event horizon of the black hole yet, but I have full confidence we will get there.
But yeah, I mean, in my lifetime, I have never known a government as corrupt as this one.
That just makes you sound really old.
No, but that was my question.
But this is why I always keep referring back and keep using that N word. Don't worry, Will, because we have got a government now who got into power based on utter lies and bullshit, and they managed to convince people who would never even vote for them to vote for them. So they got this massive majority, which means they can do in the House of Commons, which means they can do whatever the fuck they like.
The gaslighting is strong with these ones.
So, as soon as they won that election in November 29, they're already complacent. They know that lying works. They can do it. There are no consequences, which is why we've got Johnson constantly. Every fucking word he says is a fucking lie. No consequences anymore.
It's because everyone's desensitized and used to it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's old Boris. That's old Boris. And they're just used to it now.
You're correct there, Will.
Apathy. That's the problem.
A lot of people, especially the youngsters, yes, I'm going to do an ageism. A lot of the youngsters think it's a game. They think it's like a computer game, or Call of Duty or whatever. They don't see it as real and important. It's just two sides. Oh, let's have a little.
So are we drawing a comparison there to the little Matthew Broderick movie then?
No, but I know what Stool is saying because in a live stream yesterday, I may or may not have said, you kids have no idea what's going on. I name your generation AR-15. And then I got booted from the chat.
My generation?
But it's the truth. Like,
my generation?
These things just didn't go on in my day.
How dumb do you people think I am?
I'm not saying your generation. See, but that goes back to generation AR-15. Not everything is about you.
Yeah, you're racist.
So if I get
Shut up, Grandpa.
If I go to Twitter jail, you'll know why now.
Oh my God.
The thing is,
you know what? AR-15 just doesn't seem accurate though. I would have named a generation AK-47.
I was making a point.
Will is not incorrect when he made his point because, and it's not ageism. When people get older, they turn into boring, complaining fuckers. That's how life works.
Like you.
But this is different because we're not complaining.
No, it's not different. Are you boring? Yes. Are you complaining? Yes. Are you a plague on the world? Absolutely. And I remind you every chance I get.
We're not complaining about imaginary things. We're complaining about real things that have real consequences. And yet, all these youngsters, I use the word lightheartedly, don't understand that this is real life. It's serious. It's not about, haha, we win, you lose. But that's how they treat it.
Yeah.
I constantly talk about consequences and repercussions. This is literally what we used to teach children, and I see it in adults. I can see when somebody didn't have consequences and repercussions as a child.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely, there is a glaring difference between those who did and those who... Okay, why does that thing on the side look like a bowl of shriveled dicks? Look at it! It's a bunch of shriveled dicks!
Oh, I'm gonna send you to the UK and then you have to do a vlog of everything you see around there.
You're gonna send me to the UK?
Yes, I will pay for that.
Okay, well, are you gonna make up for my lost wages? Because I can't be taking time off of work, buddy boy.
I'm not happy with where this is going, Will. Are you suggesting that she should come to the UK because we have an abundance of shriveled dicks? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. That is precisely.
I've seen enough shriveled dicks. I've seen 73 and counting.
Will, that's definitely racist.
But apparently the Tories are split on this decision to privatise Channel 4 because it's the opposite of levelling up.
It's absolutely
Jesus.
disgusting. It really is. You know, that bitch. I go back to Mr. Hitler, as I keep doing so very often.
Well, your comparisons are not necessarily invalid.
She's
Most
exactly
of
the
what comes out
type
of your
of.
mouth is, but that's not.
She's exactly the type of sycophantic, following orders, I'll do anything for the leader type person, is our mad Nadine Dorries. I mean, she's an evil, chip on the shoulder, mental nutcase, fucked up, bitch, fuck, drunken cow, bitch, fucker.
But she
Okay,
didn't even.
okay. So have you used the word bitch enough in that sentence, or should we allow you to expound on how many more times you can use it?
She didn't even know how Channel 4 was funded.
How could you not know? How could you not know that?
Shall I do the context thing?
Here we go.
Okay, the Americans won't necessarily understand this because Channel 4, I'm just going to say
racist.
it. Will understand. We love Channel 4 because it was created, the idea of it, by a woman you may have heard of. Her name was Margaret Thatcher, okay? It was a conservative fucking idea. Get that? So it's publicly owned. There are no shareholders whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah, like we have this thing called PBS here, so it's similar to that.
Well, but it's much more sexier because
it's not American, right?
It's entirely self-funded, so it has commercials. It makes a shit ton of money. It's so incredibly successful. It's one of the biggest success stories that Thatcher. I'm saying this that Thatcher ever created. It's not just TV. It makes films, Film 4 funds fucking motion pictures and what have you.
Oh yeah,
it's a big deal. And independent TV producers, Thatcher said, you're going to be what we call a broadcaster publisher, meaning they don't make stuff, they commission stuff, they pay other people to do it. And it's been such a fucking huge success. And then Nadine Dorries
and now they want to privatize it.
And she sits in a fucking committee thing where she's being questioned and she thinks that it's paid for by the license fee. And she's in charge of this shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh my God, that's like Betsy DeVos being Secretary of Education with absolutely no information on how any of this works.
If you haven't seen it, you need to see the clip of her. It's out there.
She's always questioned. She's always pissed as a fart. And she made a complete fool of herself when she was.
As opposed to what?
When she was interviewed by Krishna Guru Murphy on Channel 4 News, and this is revenge. This is her getting her own back.
It is, and like I say, if you can find that clip of her being questioned in that committee thing, it will make.
Well, Mike, are you going to subscribe?
It will make your dick fall off because it's so cringe to watch. She literally did not know that Channel 4 was not paid for by the license fee. She had no fucking idea. And she's been put in charge of this shit.
Can we find the clip? Stool says it's out there. I kind of want to see it.
You know what? I'm more shocked that Boss. So people wear Boss in the UK. If I wore Boss around my friends, they would be like, "Hey, man, is it 1994?" I think that's awesome.
You'd definitely be seen as some douche in the wrong era.
If I kind of want those sneakers. I like those sneakers. I got a credit card.
You know what? I hate shoe shopping, but those are not bad. Do they come in black? That's awesome. I literally like all of the shoes I own. I shit you not, with the exception of one pair of stilettos. Every pair of shoes I own is black.
So I'm going to ask this question again.
Okay.
Has there ever been a level of corruption? Because it seems like every other politician has something janky going on.
It's not just corruption. This is what's terrifying about it. Yes, they are corrupt. There's never been anything like this in the UK that I'm aware of in modern history. But it's not just the corruption, it's also the incompetence, because these people,
oh my God, this is her. Shut up. I want to hear this.
It's not just that they're corrupt, they're also massively incompetent. They They're imbeciles. They really are.
All right, Stool, shut up. I want to hear this clip. You're the one talking about this clip, and you promoted it. I want to hear it.
A public service broadcaster in the rapidly changing digital environment that we're in at the moment. I think the future and the longevity of that broadcaster should be brought into question and should be, particularly when it's a receipt of taxpayers'
Did you have
money,
to make her bigger?
it is a responsibility to evaluate whether taxpayers are receiving value for money and whether that model is sustainable in the future. I think it's absolutely right and proper that we should do so. And that is the process we're going through. So I would argue that to say that just because Channel 4 has been established as a public service broadcaster and just because it's in receipt of public money, we should never kind of audit the future of Channel 4 and we should never evaluate how Channel 4 looks in the future and whether or not it's a sustainable and viable model. It's quite right.
God, that bovine look in her eyes.
Channel 4 is not like the BBC. It's not in receipt of license fee money. It makes its money from commercial operations.
And
boom.
So, although it's but
listen to her response.
I mean, there are a range of views. Obviously, Channel 4 has taken a particular position on the future.
She didn't know.
Okay, she's
dense fucking bitch.
She's one crayon short of a full box, but she's actually
just
really hot.
One?
Hold on, but she's really hot.
Oh my gosh, she's not Will.
We just needed to know that you're into grannies.
It's the beard. It's the gray. It's all the gray in my
beard. Okay, Will has a cougar fetish. Today on things I could have gone the rest of my life never knowing.
I'd hang out at her cabana.
When you see her being interviewed on an important, serious news thing, and we can tell that she's drunk. She's pissed out of a tree, and that's not a pretty sight.
Oh my god! I need to be drunk, but my fucking idiot friend drank all my alcohol.
I'd still roll her dough.
Okay, Will. That's Will.
Well,
please,
I'm sorry,
please.
but
I already had one friend that was into granny porn. I don't need another.
No, but at my age, that's not granny porn. She's a wine mom. At my age, like
okay, way to age yourself.
She's not that much. She's not that much older than me.
I'm sorry, Will, but she only has eyes for Boris Johnson.
Oh, that's even worse.
She does. She absolutely adores him, and she's pretty much said she'll do anything for him, and whatever he says is right. This is why they scare me. I mean, she is one of those little Nazi people who'll do anything for the leader.
No, she is.
Absolutely terrifying.
I think I could cure that. Real quick.
Oh, foul.
Candlelight dinner. I'll take her down to the beach.
You know, you guys are very vanilla. For God's sake, if you really want to show somebody like that a good time, I could go to get my bag of tricks right now if I felt like throwing fucking pants on and show y'all some real fun toys that you could use on that.
Someone like that in real life, if I was able to pick her up from the airport, I would take her down to my cousin's house where she would be the only white person within 30 miles in a giant circle. Just to see how she would react.
It's not that I'm kink shaming. It's that I don't want to visualize old people naked. It's not my thing. It's bad enough I have to look at stool.
At my age, she's not a granny. I'm sorry. I'm in that weird age where she's not a granny.
You've been in that weird age for a long time, haven't you?
It's no secret that I love cougars. No secret whatsoever.
Well, I mean, that's good for you, but no, older men are where it's at.
So,
I've had many.
As one.
Many. 73 to be exact.
Right.
Congratulations. We all know I'm a whore. So what's the next story?
Thank you. There's nothing. Is this in the den of kink shame? Yes, it is. It's smoking.
I said I'm not kink shaming. I just don't want to visualize naked grandmas. And for me, that's a grandma. It's bad enough that I have to look at stool. Okay, I don't need more mental scarring.
But
that's just my personal feeling. And we all know I've got plenty of opinions. That's part of my charm here.
So let's not forget that I put pork ribs in the oven a half an hour ago, and they take.
I hate you. Yeah. That's my favorite food.
Because I just remembered that I put food in the oven.
Fucking FedEx me some. Pork ribs are my biggest weakness. I'm gonna have to fucking DoorDash some fucking ribs later because I just got paid. I already paid my rent, so I need to DoorDash me some fucking food.
But I just want to say one more thing about this because I feel it's important. The reason we all know the real reason why the Tories are doing this. Because Channel 4 News have been the only mainstream news channel who have really held the government to account.
Imagine that.
Others are they're beginning to slightly hold the government to account, but Channel 4 have been consistently holding the government to account, and of course this government they don't like being held to account
because they're liars.
Does any government?
But and so that's why they're doing this.
They do not like being held to account. They've got a real hatred of Channel 4. Now, I don't want to get told pedantic about this, but the thing they hate is Channel 4 News, because Channel 4 News is a very good news program.
Well, that's the thing. You know you're a good journalism outlet when you're pissing people off.
But
because people get pissed off by the truth.
Simple fact is, Channel 4 don't make programs. They don't make Channel 4 News. So I'm just going to say they can't even get that right. But secondly,
of course they can.
Where was I going with this one? Oh yeah, I saw this coming because last year, Mike,
Stoolstradamus.
You may remember this, but Mad Nad, as we call her, she got very upset because Johnson was being interviewed on Radio 4, and I didn't listen to it, but Nick Robertson?
Yeah.
He was interviewing Johnson, and he had the audacity to interrupt Johnson partway through a sentence.
I remember. Yeah.
The crime. And Mad Nad, who's well known for being an absolute bitch on social media and Twitter, she did a very mafia thing. She's in charge of all the TV, and she said, "Nick Robertson, you have just cost the BBC several billion pounds."
Oh God!
How mafia is that?
We might be having a little unwelcome visitor in the side chat in a couple minutes. I'm not going to tell you who it is.
And what happened shortly afterwards, Mike, when they're reviewing the BBC license fee stuff, she said, "Okay, we're putting it on hold for 2 years. There will be no more funding."
Yeah,
this is scary shit. You don't do that with the BBC for fuck. You can't have one person saying, "Okay, you upset me. No money for you."
Yeah,
that's not how.
Yeah, that's not literally not how any of this works.
That's insane.
So yes, Will, this is the most corrupt government we've ever fucking had.
Yes.
The question is how much worse it's going to get.
Is it because
we've got 2 more years of these fuckers?
But is it because we live? But is it because we live in the digital era where everybody is on top of
I found my lighter. It was in the bed.
Is it because of the era we live in where everybody's paying attention?
It's because of 2015 and 2016. Trump and Brexit made it possible for all this to happen. Truth no longer matters. As long as you can bombard people with bullshit.
So 2016 is to blame for basically when the entire world started going to shit? I really thought that was just America. So basically 2016 was the event horizon for everybody?
Yes, it was, because Brexit was so successful with the way it conned. But that was one of the biggest con games in history.
Yeah.
And it was so successful that they used the same methods to get Trump elected. So yes,
Lovely.
2016 was when it all started going wrong. Plus, that's when David Bowie died.
Yeah.
No. If we're going to talk about a death that shaped the eventual decline of the world, Harambe, all right? Our Lord and Savior. Dicks out for Harambe. I will scream it until I die, which will hopefully be soon. Just because I've had it.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Well, you'll hear it from me at least once a quarter. I was on TikTok the other day. I've actually started plugging this show on TikTok every week. And the Cincinnati Zoo posted something, and I commented, I couldn't help myself. Don't do to him what you did to our savior, Harambe. I think they blocked me. Wait, no, I don't think they did block me. I'm gonna see how many times it takes me commenting that on their animal videos until they block.
I have a question. Does she live in a castle?
I have a better question. Is she trying to channel Dolores Umbridge?
You really?
All she needs is a bunch of little mewing cat platters on her wall.
There's a lot of women in the UK that actually dress like that. There's a lot of women that dress like Dolores Umbridge. Quite a few.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Quite a few.
She actually does live
so
in
much
a
pink,
kind
it makes my eyes hurt. Maybe that's because I'm an emo bitch I've been an emo kid since middle school, and black is my favorite color other than blue, but
she lives in a kind of castle because her job.
There's such a thing as a kind of castle?
Yeah. Her and Mike will remember, her and Dominic Raab were fighting over the castle because they're entitled to live in this kind of castle. He thought he should have it. She thought she should have it. And so they were fighting about this kind of castle they should get to live in for free.
Talk about entitlement.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But
peak entitlement is when you're arguing about what kind of castle you should get to live in.
Amount of money. No, the reason I asked that is because that amount of money is unreal. I don't think that would change someone's life if you were given that much money. The average person, if you were given that much money, that would,
But that's I don't think.
Do you have any idea? If I were given even a few thousand, my life would improve dramatically. See, I had a few thousand at one point. After COVID with the stimulus checks, I had about $3,000 put away between stimulus and my my tax refund. But then I had a pulmonary embolism. America!
So it's not, I think Mike was about to say it, but it's not one MP that will. That's in total what they've all claimed.
Yeah.
In expenses, because as
an
MP,
it's cumulative, not per individual.
As MPs, they're entitled to claim lots of different expenses because most of them will have a second home in London that they're supposedly living during the week when they're at Westminster. Many of them don't live in it. A lot of them rent it out, but they're allowed to claim for expenses. So they get rent paid, they get heating bills paid, and all kinds of shit.
Lovely.
And they actually make, this is, a lot of people don't get this. MPs are paid, what is it, about 90,000 a year or something, Mike?
80,000, I think it is.
They just 3 weeks ago, they voted to increase their wages 20%.
Really?
Or something less than that.
But so the 80 grand that they get a year, whether you think that's a lot or not is irrelevant. It's the expenses where they get it.
Yeah.
And when you add up all the expenses that they could potentially claim and receive, you're looking at, I think it's about 400, that 80,000 turns into about 400,000 per year. That's individually.
Wow. Wow.
But still, do you remember the expenses scandal quite a few years ago now?
Oh, yes.
You'd think that they would have stopped doing that shit.
Well, that was part of the original, what we called at the time Tory sleaze, and that's what ended up with the Tories being voted out of power, because everybody was sick up to here with all the scandal, the corruption, and sleaze. That was nothing compared to now.
No, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, back in those days, a story like this would end the Tories. But
how far we've come.
But Liz Truss and Matt Hancock are among the MPs who have charged energy bills to the public purse in the last 3 years. The rest of us are struggling to heat our homes because because of the energy cost, the cost of living crisis. Many of us are having to make the choice. Do we heat our homes or do we feed ourselves?
Oh yeah.
And they're claiming expenses. They're getting their second homes heated on the public purse.
And of course, that the never-ending circle of hypocrisy and irony. Who is ultimately paying for that? The taxpayer.
Yeah.
Who can't afford to heat their own homes. What the fuck? Insanity.
Yeah. And this is an article from Open Democracy, who are really good at exposing this stuff. So check them out. They're really good. But anyway, their article says this: British MPs have charged taxpayers £420,000 for energy bills in their second homes over the last 3 years. Open Democracy can reveal. The government has refused to step in to curb record high energy costs, as millions in the UK face bill hikes of 54%. Senior Tories also blocked proposal for a windfall tax on energy firms.
By the way, the 54%, that's a bit misleading because that's not the maximum increase that people are paying. There are people paying sort of double, treble what they would usually pay for their electricity bills.
Love that.
They're having to find an extra £1,000 or whatever it is. And that doesn't just affect the poor's. The poor's, they're going to starve and die.
The flattest bastard.
The poor's, I'm one of them. The poor's are going to starve and die anyway, but apparently that's normal. That's just part of living in the UK. But now you have people who usually earn money to have a reasonably good lifestyle, and it's affecting them because they all of a sudden have to, out of nowhere, be able to find this huge sum of money to be able to heat their homes, to be able to cook their food and what have you. It can't be done. You can't just magic yourself an extra couple of grand out of nowhere.
Be cool if you could.
So, this is more Tory hypocrisy. And they have the nerve to say, well, if you're struggling to pay your energy bills, just get a job.
Yeah. Again, you've got all the Tory fan people on social media. Obviously, they're not all real. A lot of it is fucking Russian bots and what have you. But they, of course, all come along and say, oh, well, you're doing it wrong because you can buy pasta for 59 pence. And
we don't have the energy to boil the water for the pasta.
Yeah, or the common thing that we were being bombarded with the other day was, well, I lived in the 70s and we didn't have central heating and we managed, and we didn't have food and we managed.
Basically, I struggled, so it's okay for you to struggle. Shouldn't we want better for the future?
Yeah, when you hear somebody in the UK...
I struggled, and I want better for my child. friendly
hear
reminder that I
somebody in
procreated.
Somebody in the UK who says life was better in the 70s, just punch them in the face and tell them to fuck up.
Now, we don't advocate violence. We don't advocate violence. Well, you don't. I can.
I do.
It was
you know what, Will?
shit.
You know what? You're just a special outlier on your own. So
I am 100% for tearing it all down.
Well, how many times have I said we need a societal collapse?
I think
if you saw the guy on Twitter the other day, it went slightly UK viral. He posted that ridiculous photo of the pasta in Tesco.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
and he said, "Oh, you're complaining about nothing. Look, you can buy pasta for 59 pence." And this is the kind of shit these people talk because,
let them eat cake. It's let them eat cake.
Yeah, I made my comment. Yeah, 59 pence. But once you add on the £5 bus fare to get to the shop and the electricity then to cook your pasta, it's slightly more than 59 pence.
Slightly.
And what you just expect your kid, your kids to eat, bare pasta with no sauce or anything.
Seriously, at least put some garlic and olive oil on the motherfucker.
I was about to say, or
extra garlic.
Margarine and olive oil.
No, garlic and olive oil. Now you put a little bit of margarine in the water to add a little more flavor, or you can add a little chicken or beef broth. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got to at least put some garlic and olive oil. But I personally am. You can tell I'm Italian because I like a lot of garlic. It's almost shameful how much garlic I like on my pasta.
Do you know how you can tell somebody's an Italian and from America? Do you want to know how?
Why do I feel like I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself after you say this?
Do you want to know how?
I don't think I do, but go ahead.
Because they constantly tell you.
Well,
we are the only country in the world where people are born here and they claim their ancestors who are not from this country. You go anywhere else, they'll say, I'm from Brighton or I'm from Toronto or, but in America,
I'll gladly say I'm a dirty Jersey girl first and foremost. But, when people say, what are you around here? That's not what they're asking. Like, oh, I'm just, I'm from a little podunk town called Heightstown. Like, that's not what they're asking.
I get asked that all the time. I tell them.
I need to do my bus fare thing. The last
time
I used...
Put it down.
I'm getting stressed again. The last time I used a buzz mic was several years ago. And so let's say I wanted to go to Tesco to buy that 59p bag of pasta. The bus fare then would have been about £5.40. That's admittedly there and back.
Now that's one way or round trip?
That's there and back.
Okay,
so round trip.
It's about the same here.
Right, so
I don't use the bus. I drive. So
we're now up to £6 for that bag of pasta. We don't even have to talk about the cost of electricity or gas or whatever to actually heat up your very exciting meal. Now, if you're one of the poors and you're existing on universal credit, so benefits, £5.40 for a lot of people is what they have to exist on per day, out of which they have to pay their bills, their food, their gas, everything.
Stool, I swear to God, if you don't put that knife down, I'm going to come there and ram it up your ass.
That's crazy. I don't know how people can survive in general like that.
No,
I can relate to that. Yeah. I'm making okay money, but once I've got bills paid and rent and all.
I'll tell you, like when you said that the politicians were making £80,000 a year. Do you know if you said that somebody was making $80,000 a year, they couldn't live in my neighborhood?
Yeah, 80,000 is a drop in the bucket with the cost of living around here.
So it makes me wonder how much our politicians get paid because they live in man. But depending on your
with their base salary or including the lobbyists' bribes.
Well, the governors always get the mansion. It depends on your title. and who you are, but it would be interesting to know how much
All
money
right, well,
they
let's
make.
go with strictly federal,
Prison guards make $115,000 a year.
I'm in the wrong line of work.
Imagine how much politicians. My brother was a prison guard
You know
for
how much I
over.
make per year? I make $35,000 a year, and that's the most I've ever made.
My brother was a prison guard basically my entire life. The man retired, and he's rich. He's like, haha, point at people, laugh, rich.
But
Don't work for the feds, though.
yeah.
Don't work for the feds.
I worked for the state. I worked for the state of New Jersey, and I hated it. I would probably tear my head off working for the feds because a lot of the work I did was kind of in conjunction with the feds. We were doing Section 8 background checks. That's federal money. So in a sense, I kind of worked for the feds. I hated it. I don't ever want to work for a government office again. Literally wrote the book on how to do the job. They're still using my work, but fuck me, right?
Oh, you see, your government really is evil.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Following on from that story, the government blocks 300,000 disabled people from claiming £150 energy bill help.
And that's like not even that much.
No, but to some people that would really help out their bill.
No, I know it would. I'm just saying, like, with the cost of power and whatnot, like.
Around 290,000 disabled people claiming PIP, DLA, and AA benefits will be excluded from the Warm Home Discount Scheme when it reopens this year under government plans confirmed today. This was reported in the Daily Mirror.
Just another way that disabled people really are viewed as not even second-class citizens. I don't even think they're viewed as citizens. Which, of course, is objectively fucking wrong. But I'm not gonna let myself get angry about that because I have enough to be angry about. For God's sake, stool still walks the earth.
So, as somebody who works in the field with mentally disabled adults here in America, Arnold Schwarzenegger actually did that in California where he cut funding, and we are just catching up now from when he was governor, and he was governor in the 90s. So
he was not governor in the 90s.
When you start cutting funding of people that are disabled, you're ruining people's lives.
Literally.
So this is just
one of the things about this group of corrupt fuckers that's in charge of us. They've got this one thing in common as individuals, and the polite word would be they're very libertarian. That's the polite word. Which
I hate
basically
that.
means,
I hate libertarians. I used to think I identified as libertarian, but then I found out what they were really about.
Exactly. Here's the thing: a lot of people out there, and this is how the young people get groomed. They hear that word and they think, lib, ooh, liberty, ooh, freedom. No, that is not what it is at all.
No.
Because they have this idea that if you're one of the poors, your fault. You should try. You should just be rich like we are. It's your fault.
Okay, but bitch, how? How do we get there? A small loan of $1 million?
Yeah, but in order to help you become rich, what they do is they give you an incentive. They make it very difficult for you to survive. So they cut any kind of help or assistance because that will, get you.
So that'll really force people to yank themselves up by the bootstraps, even if they don't have any arms.
We kind of have it doesn't work that way. Right now, there are jobs available everywhere. Nobody wants to work, and there's a real reason why.
Yeah, because corporations treat people like absolute fucking dog shit. Look what happened to me at my most recent employer before the one I'm at now.
I recently had this
being roped and got suspended for it. That's the kind of, there are jobs everywhere. That's the kind of jobs that are out there. They're trying to go back to exploiting people, but unfortunately, a lot of us working class have wised up.
This is a relevant little sidetrack here. You know, the chaos that's been happening in our airports, Mike, over Easter. For those who haven't seen the pictures, it's absolute bedlam in the airports because all the flights are being cancelled. So hundreds and hundreds of flights are being cancelled every day. People can't get anywhere. It's chaos in the airports. And the official story is that airport staff, there were so many off with COVID, which could be true. A lot of people, believe it or not, are ill because despite what you've been told, it's not gone away. But
nope, no, it has not.
I was listening to this guy on the radio the other day who works for, I think, BA, and he was saying they've actually got staff shortages with cabin crew. And to fly an aircraft, you have to have so many cabin crew per number of passengers legally, otherwise you can't take off. They haven't got those numbers, so they can't do the flights. The reason they haven't got the numbers is because when COVID started...
Put it down.
The airlines...
Put the knife down.
The airlines said, okay, cabin crew, we're not going to furlough you. Just go away. We'll rehire you when we can.
Oh, fire and rehire. Love it.
Yeah. So all the cabin crew, all of a sudden, no money to survive, went out and got other jobs. Now we get to 2022 and the ex-cabin crew people are like, well, why the fuck would we come back after what you've done to us?
Yeah.
So they haven't got the staff to do it. So it's not just people being ill with COVID. They literally haven't got the staff and can't get the staff to man the flights.
The pictures of the 5-hour lines are making the news here in LA because they're telling people here in LA, like, if you have any plans to fly to Heathrow, like, don't. No, they said that on my local news, and I kind of laughed. Like, they're saying, like, don't go to the UK right now.
Probably best.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's made it all the way here. You know,
the head person, the big boss at Manchester Airport, has just resigned.
Put the knife down
because she couldn't handle the shit. I mean, it is bad. You've got two kinds of airport stories. Obviously, we've got the Brexit type, which are hilarious when the British people have to now queue up for things.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't realise they would have to join queues with the smelly people from the other parts of the world.
No, like what's that Mega Million preacher who said he doesn't want to fly with demons?
Oh, yeah. I feel like it was Joel
Kenneth
Osteen.
Copeland.
Yes. You know, the smelly demons.
The smelly demons.
Oh, that's the name of my next punk band.
The smelly demon. You know what? That's what I'm going to start calling Josh's sports.
Those types of stories are always very, very heartwarming because it is hilarious when these Brexity gammon folk try to go on holiday and they still don't understand that they now have to queue with all the smelly poor people.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
You did this, motherfuckers!
Anywho, moving on. We've this is quite an interesting story. Oh no, hang on. If I can click the right one. That one. Yes. Boris Johnson's hopes of post-Brexit US-UK trade agreement dashed because Biden is not interested.
What newspaper
the tone of this article is so offset by the cheery, happy Easter advertising that it's unnerving.
Yeah, this is from the Express.
Here's the thing: we'll take your weapons, but we don't want anything else.
Pretty much.
We'll sell you stuff.
But this is not news, though, because we were told years and years ago by America. America said, Pelosi said, look, fuck off. We're not interested in trade deals with you because of Brexit and because of Ireland. So it's never going to happen.
But he's still trying.
But the thing is, it ain't news. Nothing new has happened. We are not having a sexy trade deal with America. That's a fact. It's been like that for fucking years. It's never going to change because we're nobodies.
Stu, is the knife in your hand again?
Did you guys
put it away?
Did you guys
put
make
it
a
away
deal?
Somewhere?
Did you ever get your Australian beef?
No, I don't think.
Why are we talking about
Boris
food?
Johnson? Boris Johnson is such a liar that I remember his lies from like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
God, he's a liar. Wow.
Yeah. I was trawling through some old pictures the other day, and I stumbled upon the one from a couple of years ago where Johnson has made one of his ridiculous videos for the nation, and he's holding up that packet of Tim Tams.
Josh, shut up.
I remember that picture.
Because
Mike, Josh just said he has a Johnson for you. He popped in to grab a cigarette, and he just wanted to make his obligatory gay comment.
Hey, you tell. Never mind. I'll be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
No. Let's hear it, Will.
No. Never mind. No.
No, if it's a jail joke, I promise I'll laugh, and I've probably cracked better ones.
It was gonna be a jail joke, but my
Let's
beard.
hear it.
No, my beard's
let's hear it.
extra gray. No, I have my pipe in my hand. My beard's extra gray. Please continue.
No, he left. No, and the jail jokes are funny. Are you kidding? Mike has seen my TikTok that I posted yesterday. Josh coming home from jail, like.
Yeah, but I'm sure if I was to actually come over to your place, Sinise, and actually start coming on to Josh, he wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly.
I'm not so sure. Josh has had some very abnormal sexual experiences, even by my standards, and I regularly practice BDSM, and I'm teaching him how to do it. So, no, he would the thing with Josh is, when you tell him he won't do something, that only makes him want to do it more. He's like a 12-year-old boy. So, he would push it and push it. He wouldn't wait for you to break. That's how he operates, but he already left, so he missed that opportunity. I'm going to tell him you said that, though. I'm telling.
Anyway, moving swiftly on, the article says this: Britain has been pushing the administration of former US President Donald Trump and current incumbent Joe Biden for a free trade agreement for years. The United States and Britain ended a 4-year dispute over US steel and aluminium tariffs on March the 23rd. Leading some to believe it could smooth the way towards an FTA. But Catherine Tai, US counterpart to Trade Secretary Anne-Marie Trevelyan, appeared to pour cold water on the prospect of a trade agreement, telling a press conference in March that such a deal was a very 20th century tool. She added, it has its place in the toolbox. I want to ensure the conversations and the approaches that we bring today, especially with the pressures that we are facing, are maximally responsive so that we don't spend years and spend a lot of blood, sweat and tears working on something that isn't going to be relevant to the needs of our people and our economies.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. It's because you won't let us rob the NHS. If you let Americans companies come and take over your country like they did ours, America would have been like, okay, because they are those companies. But because you guys weren't willing to sell the NHS,
No. You see, our lot would love to be able to sell the NHS to you. I mean, that is what they really, really want to be able to do.
They just want to sell off anything publicly funded.
They've got no problem with that. The problem that they have is that America has said from the get-go, we're not doing any fucking deals with. Obama said it in 2015, whenever it
He
was.
did, yeah.
He said, you know, if you leave the EU, like, you're going to be way down the list.
Yeah.
Why would we deal with you? But America has said, no, we can't do fucking deals with you because you fucked Ireland up.
Yeah.
So we just can't do that.
The only reason we ever had clout was because we were part of the EU. Now that we've left the EU, we're nothing. We're a third country now. We don't have any political clout
What
on
a
the
fall
world
from
stage.
grace, though, if you think about it. Because the UK was one of the most powerful countries in the world for how long? Even before there was even before there was an EU. What a fucking fall from grace, and it's all because of your fucking mophead prime minister.
So because I watch
and that is a mop on his head. I don't care what anybody says.
Because I watch a lot of your television. Do people in your country know this? Do people in your country know? Like in America, the average American does not know that their state doesn't have money. They get it from the grand pot from everybody else paying taxes. They think, people say, I hate California or New York or Florida. But those are the states that are basically paying for the rest of the other states.
Right. Like when Sandy hit, I remember Christie getting a kick out of Rand Paul saying that New Jersey had a case of gimme for FEMA relief funds, while New Jersey is a donor state.
A lot of people don't care, and a lot of people, and I'm jealous of them, they just go about their daily business and they've got no interest in what is happening in the world. And then you've got the other group of people who just swallow all the bullshit that the Conservatives spew out. And then you've got normal people like me who just sit here
normal
and think, why can you not see what the fuck is happening? There was never, this is not, again, it's not a new thing. We were told years and years ago there will be no trade deals because you fucked up the Good Friday Agreement, which America is a signatory of. So, no, we can't deal with you. And nothing has changed, and that situation can't be fixed. As long as Brexit is a thing, nothing can ever be fixed, ever. And so did you see the thing, Mike, was it today? I think it was today. Lord David Frost, his article in the whatever newspaper it was. You know Lord Frost.
Yeah. And I'm
he's
familiar with his work.
Are you familiar with his work?
Okay. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, that was nice.
You managed it again.
That reminded me of History Today, that.
Yes, I thought it would, yeah.
Oh, man.
I am familiar with his work.
So when are we going to get to the fun part?
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, he wrote this article, and because he's an absolute lying piece of shit, this article basically is him putting a warning out that what he's now calling the ultra remainers.
Yeah.
He said the ultra remainers are regrouping as if it's some kind of like battle that's still ongoing. And this is what they do. They feed their base all this nonsense like it's some kind of battle. But the people who are not idiots will say, hang on a minute, remain where? We've left. So who are these imaginary ultra remainers?
Yeah.
We've left.
And they keep threatening to trigger Article 16.
Yeah, I know.
But then they never will. But they keep hoping that the EU will blink first. But of course they won't, because why should they?
Really.
They're the ones who hold all the cards. Despite what Michael Gove promised, that we would be the ones holding the cards. But
and Mexico would pay for the wall.
It's ridiculous.
Speaking of ridiculous, Speaking of ridiculous,
Go on. Yeah.
I mean, we've got some shit in here. These ridiculous fucking Republicans. I mean, where do we start with them? There's actually some breaking news, and I know I put the article in the Google Doc, and don't anybody tell me I didn't, because I know what I did. The New York Attorney General has actually asked the judge to hold Trump in contempt and fined $10,000 per day for refusal to turn over records. So it's a start. Not enough, but it's a start.
Hang on, let's see if I can find that. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, we'll do that one next.
Whoopee.
So let's just.
So what are you doing? At least you're not playing with pointy objects.
Here we go.
Okay.
CNN politics.
So this is breaking news as of today. The New York AG really isn't fucking around when it comes to Trump and his criminal family. So they have asked the court to hold Trump in contempt. The question is, now I haven't seen whether or not that has been granted. I certainly am not stupid enough to get my hopes up. I'm not stupid at all, contrary to Stool's belief. So I had read elsewhere, it doesn't mention it here, at least not in the headline, that the request was he be held in contempt and fined $10,000 a day. So I can't see that for the life of me because I have a very small screen. Let me see if I try rotating my phone. Okay, that's not going to work. Wait, it might. Hang on. There we go. Let's try rotating my phone screen. Okay. So, nope, I'm still blind. Okay, so the New York Attorney General Letitia James has, yeah, I can't see that. So Donald Trump is being held in contempt for allegedly failing to comply with a court order that he turn over certain documents for the investigation. So Trump had been ordered to comply in full. But hi, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Because there was a subpoena seeking documents and information. So I cannot see it. So he ruled that Trump and Trump Jr. and Ivanka should be complying. I can't. That's so tiny.
Yes.
Gee, I wonder why they're not complying. Gee.
Really?
Gee golly whiz.
Yeah, imagine that. But of course, they're not complying.
Of course.
Do you know I've been through divorce court? Do you know if I didn't comply, they would have thrown me in jail so fast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I can zoom in. Okay, now I can see. So, in a motion filed Thursday, that's today, the Attorney General's office said that Trump did not comply at all with the subpoena for documents, and that his attorney said he would not produce any documents in response to the subpoena, because if his attorneys believe if the documents exist, the Trump organization would have them. The Attorney General's office will just have to wait until the Trump organization completes its production to get them. So, according to new filings, her office had agreed to extend to an early March deadline. The documents, an early March deadline, we were going to extend it till the 31st. Well, it's now April. So, rather than produce the documents, Trump presented 16 objections. I'm surprised that's it. So, his attorneys are also telling the AG, he's given him an affidavit from a Trump lawyer, saying that, he couldn't find the documents, and to the extent they existed, they were in the custody of the Trump organization, which apparently has a separate deadline. So Ms. James has argued on Thursday that Trump's attorney's response amounted to more delay and obfuscation, saying that it came too late. She said that Trump was highly likely to have been in possession, custody, or control of numerous documents bearing on her investigation, that he failed to adequately detail the efforts he undertook to search for the subpoena documents. Personally, I think he got rid of them. So Trump should now be held in civil contempt in civil contempt and fined an amount sufficient to coerce his compliance and compensate OAG for its fees and costs. So here it is. She's asking that they impose $10,000 a day or any other amount the court deems sufficient. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when that'll be. What amount that'll be. And so an attorney said in a statement Thursday, "We're prepared to adamantly oppose the frivolous and baseless motion." You know, they keep using that word. I don't think that it means what they think it means. So he says, "Oh, here's a lie. Our client has consistently complied with the many discovery requests served by the Attorney General's office over the years." No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. So James previously said her office found multiple misleading or fraudulent misstatements and omissions in the Trump Organization's financial statements, which were provided to lenders and insurers, among others, as part of its investigation. But in addition to the civil investigation, the Trump Organization is facing a criminal investigation being led by the Manhattan District Attorney. Public turmoil has surrounded District Attorney Alvin Bragg Jr.'s probe, which he inherited from his predecessor, Cyrus Vance, no relation to my father's side of my family, after the high-profile departure of two senior prosecutors. So and that investigation is very much ongoing, and they are reviewing new evidence. So that's where we're at with that. So it's a start. It's not enough, though, if you ask me.
I heard do any of you fine Americans watch the Midas Touch People?
Shalimar?
Explain.
Oh no, I'm not Shalimar. Midnight Star, the band, the Midas Touch.
Oh, shut up, you racist! No, they're a group of young kids who do a podcast, and it's all.
No, I don't really follow any podcasts. Being here is the closest thing I have to a podcast.
Actually, I've mentioned the wrong people, but I'll just mention this anyway. They have Scaramucci on quite a lot.
Oh God, Scaramucci. That's slime ball.
You know, he's not the cunt you think he is. He's actually pretty cool, and he's very, very clever. And he now calls out Republican bullshit, and he's actually pretty good.
Well, good for him, but he's still a greaseball.
Completely wrong of me to mention that, because I actually meant to say David Pacman, and he had a fun little set of figures the other day about Florida. How technically it could be possible for Florida to get a normal person in charge, as in not him or a Republican, because of the massive difference in number of deaths between Republican and voters and Democrat voters from COVID, because all the Republican voters, I'm not laughing at people dying, I'm really not, but
because they're dead,
because they all keep dying, all the Republicans who don't believe in COVID.
But also in a place like Florida, people of a certain age live there.
But this wasn't just
certain age.
So they're not going to be around much. Yeah, I'm ageist in all directions.
He wasn't just pulling numbers out of his ass. I mean, this was proper clever people doing the numbers, and they've said, "Hang on a minute, this could mean this could actually happen because of all the COVID deniers dying, and plus there's the Disney thing. I mean, they're going after Disney.
I know. I cannot believe DeSantis and his cronies. Why would you piss off the mouse, your biggest revenue generator for the fucking state? Why would you piss off Disney?
How stupid.
DeSantis is, I used to think DeSantis maybe had a lizard brain, because, I mean, the man's a psychopath. But that just proved, nope, he's just as dumb as the rest of them.
Let me put Mario down for this. I don't think people realize how much Disney
Is that a Nintendo 64 controller?
Yes, it is. I have a Nintendo 64. I don't think people realize how much Disney owns Florida. Much like California, they own more land than the government.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Why the
Disney,
fuck they pissed off
No,
the mouse?
I don't think people understand. Disney has more boats than the average country. If they took all their boats out of Florida, they would bankrupt all those beach towns.
Disney has Florida by the balls.
They own islands. They own Florida. Like, so Rick DeSantis is insane. What's
You mean
happening?
Ron DeSantis?
Whatever his name is, what's happening is that people think that the culture wars are real. It's not a real war. It's not real. You just hate
It's
people.
make believe.
You just hate
absolutely. The war on Christmas. How about the war on my foot up your ass?
There's no culture war. You're just an asshole. Matter of fact, like if you think the culture war is real, you're an asshole.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Even I've seen the figures, and even a stupid British person like me knows you don't take on Disney. You're gonna lose.
You're not stupid because you're British. You're stupid because you're stool.
No, Disney will not.
There was this funny tweet made by a Republican politician person. Might have been one of the crazy ladies, the Borbert person. I don't know. But
Wait, speaking of crazy ladies, that's another story. Marjorie Taylor Greene has actually claims she filed a Capitol Police report over a joke Jimmy Fallon. Actually, no, I think it's Jimmy Kimmel. One of the Jimmys, I don't care. One of the Jimmys made some joke about Will Smith slapping her, and she filed a report with the Capitol Police.
Because she's crazy. She's crazy.
It's in there, Mike.
I think it
Go
may
ahead,
have
say
been
it's not.
the Borbert lady, but she made a tweet about this Disney thing. And
Oh my God.
She spelled Mickey Mouse wrong. She spelled
How do you spell Mickey Mouse wrong?
Look, no,
Spelling errors are the bane of my existence anyway, aside from you, but...
No, but so as somebody who took peyote and it rearranged my brain, we have spell check on modern phones. I know she has an iPhone. I know she has the same phone as me. Your phone will think for you. It'll think for you.
Mickey.
Here we go. Marjorie Taylor Greene, open mouth. Okay, just can somebody Photoshop a foot in there? I'll pay you with what little money I have. Okay, so Marjorie Taylor Greene has reported Jimmy Kimmel to the Capitol Police for a threat of violence after he made a Will Smith joke about her. I don't think she understands that being made fun of is an inherent part of being a politician in America. Oh my God, you could just feel the crazy coming out of that picture. Let me just zoom in my phone. So
while you're doing that, let me just finish this because it had me laughing so much.
Okay.
The Mickey and Mickey Mouse, obviously, we all know how you spell it. There's an E before the Y in Mickey. And
don't tell me she forgot the E.
She did. And people will say,
oh my God.
There's literally a song that teaches you how to spell it.
E-Y-M-O-U-S-E.
Even I know that one.
So why?
I was indoctrinated by Disney. Oh, that's a T-shirt. Disney made me gay. Patent pending, patent pending, patent pending, patent pending.
Okay. So on Wednesday, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia opened her mouth and inserted her foot and tweeted that she reported comedian Jimmy Kimmel, okay, so it was Kimmel, to the Capitol Police, appearing to call one of the host's jokes about her a threat of violence. Let's not even go there, bitch.
She's such a knob.
So this threat of violence against me has been filed with the Capitol Police. No, it probably hasn't. So let's hear the joke.
That are in the House, like Marjorie Taylor Greene. This woman, Klan mom, is especially upset with the 3 Republican senators who said they'll vote yes on Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who's nominated for the Supreme Court. She tweeted, Murkowski, Collins, and Romney are pro-pedophile. They just voted for KBJ. Wow, where is Will Smith when you really need him, huh? Besides that being...
How is that a threat of violence? That's nowhere near a threat of violence. You know, okay, we all are familiar with what a joke is.
That's modern, but what's her face is very modern. You hurt my feelings. Now I want you to go to jail and die. That's very modern.
It's the fragility of the white woman, and I say this as a white woman.
They accuse us of being snowflakes.
Exactly.
Right.
It's no longer satire, though. That's the problem, is that this is real life. That's why
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
And
even
you know
say
what's
it without
funny?
laughing. I can't say no. This is why I ignore her, because she lost the plot along. See, I
Well,
can't say it
the
without
thing is,
giggling.
if you hear her open her mouth, you're just going to feel your brain cells violently dying.
She
So why
never
do
had
that
the
to yourself?
She never had the plot in the first place. She's lost. She never, when
She,
you'll say,
she is
oh,
the
you're
plot.
losing it. You'll say,
She
oh, you're
is the
losing
plot.
it. She never
She
had it
is-
in the first place.
She is the plot of a very bad amount of acid fueling an episode of Robot Chicken.
Yeah, but again, she was voted the like, she's head idiot. She is the head idiot of her area. It scares me because there's 100 million just like her. Well, it's Georgia,
Well,
so
it's
there's
funny.
20 million. There's 20 million just like her.
She's queen of the Karens.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, she is. Absolutely. And then Bobert's her little fucking minion. But no, it's funny though. This is all concerning Ketanji Brown Jackson. Well, breaking news that leads into is the Senate did vote to confirm her. So we now have the first female African American Supreme Court justice.
That's
so
awesome.
Fuck you, MTG.
MTG is a real life Paquin. If anyone watches Star Trek, she's
No,
technologically
I have self-respect. I watch Star Wars.
She's technologically digressed, and she has no idea how she got into space. She's a mess. I don't know how she got there. I know quite a few people that live not in her area, but in her state, and I don't know how she got elected.
Neither do I.
Because there are some self-respecting people from her area. There's some really good people in that area.
Well, apparently the stupid ones are more likely to go out and vote.
Like I said, she got elected head idiot.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't believe when she was whining to Alex Jones, of all people. They're treating me like a crazy person. You are a stupid crazy person. Whining to the fucking spokesperson of stupid crazy people that you're being treated like a stupid crazy person. Okay.
It took us 4 hours to get through how many I'm sorry, 2 hours to get through 4 stories.
Well, that's because Stool keeps opening his mouth. It's his fault.
Yeah, we'll blame Stool.
Always blame Stool. That's like the number one rule around here.
I'm cool with that, but whilst we're on that subject, I'd just like to apologise to Disney. It was these fuckers who sang the Mickey Mouse song. I did not sing it, okay?
Disney is ruthless. I live in Disney country. They'll probably send people to beat me up. They'll have big ears.
It falls under fair use. It's fair use. We're not making any money off of it. Do you people not know about the fair use doctrine? Do you have any idea how many copyright strikes I've gotten out of with the fair use doctrine?
As someone who actually owns a business, there's no one more gangster than McDonald's or Disney.
So, Ketanji Brown Jackson has become the first Black woman to be elevated to the Supreme Court. So the final vote, 53 to 47. So, in a symbolic moment, Vice President Kamala Harris, the first Black woman elected to the job, presided over the vote. So,
and all the Republicans walked out. Not all of them. Mitt Romney stayed, and that's why I still
but Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins also joined the 50 Democratic senators. So I'm surprised they would have walked out. But Romney, I kind of almost have to give him a little respect because he's kind of like he's not fully in the fucking cuckoo crazy fucking vat. No, and he's kind of like, wait a minute, what are we doing?
No, because he came into politics a millionaire already. So why does he have to care about what these idiots have to think? Quite honestly, that's how. If you're comfortable, like, why would you care what other people think? That's why he can toe his own line. Like, and I live around Mormons,
So she's gonna take office in June or July when Breyer is expected to step down. Unfortunately, this is not disrupting the conservative majority. So Clarence Thomas needs to die.
Exactly. How's Clarence Thomas doing?
Yeah, really. He's got to go because now they're finding out his wife was in cahoots with the January 6th people. I mean, so of course Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch, who by the way is holding COVID funds hostage over a border issue. So he's trying to scuttle the nomination. Let me just get on my best mocking Mitch McConnell. These days, the Senate takes an assertive role. In particular, most senators do not merely check resumes and basic legal qualifications, but also look into judicial philosophy. Blow it out your ass, Mitch. Seriously.
Yeah.
So, now we have this lovely little graph about... So, McConnell and other Republicans criticized Jackson, who was a judge on the Circuit Court of Appeals for D.C., for not embracing originalism, a framework of narrow constitutional interpretation popular in conservative legal and activist circles. Imagine that. Judges need to be impartial instead of leaning towards one side or the other. Some have also accused her of having issued lenient sentences in cases involving child exploitation when she was a trial judge. So before the vote, McConnell faulted Jackson for not denouncing the insane concept of court packing during her confirmation hearing. She declined to answer questions about court packing, saying the size of the court is a decision for Congress, not judges, which is fair. Echoing a similar pun by conservative justice fucking cuckoo. That's fucking nut job. I'm not gonna even give her the respect of using her name. And of course, she was supported in 2020. So Republican hypocrisy at its finest.
Yeah.
So Collins and Murkowski actually voted last year to confirm Jackson to the circuit court. And Romney, who voted no last year, said his concerns were alleviated after a long meeting with Jackson. Imagine that, talking like adults. But Romney rejected the criticisms of other Republicans, saying that Jackson's judicial approach is within the mainstream, even if he does not expect to agree with all her rulings. He said she's also a highly qualified, intelligent, capable person, and I wish her the very best. Wow, it's almost like Romney's capable of being an adult. Imagine if we had more of that.
Yeah.
So Jackson previously served as a district court judge appointed by Obama in 2013. Before that, she was on the Sentencing Commission and was a public defender. Apart from racial diversity, the Biden White House has also sought professional diversity in judicial nominees, more public defenders and civil rights lawyers, and fewer prosecutors and corporate lawyers. So the NAACP has also celebrated the vote, has praised Jackson for overcoming racist attacks during the confirmation process. And the president of the NAACP says, today's vote to confirm Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court is of enormous consequences to our nation and to history. After weeks and weeks of racist, misogynistic, and stomach-turning attacks, we cannot wait to officially call her Justice Jackson. So, this is the kind of, this is what we've needed.
Yeah.
Justice Jackson sounds like a 90s television show.
Yeah, kind of. So, the victory for Jackson, a favorite of progressives, has put a spotlight on the Georgia Senate runoffs in 2021, when Democrats captured 2 Republican-held seats and secured control of the chamber with the slimmest possible majority. During the hearings, Lindsey Graham, that motherfucker, indicated that Jackson would not have gotten through a Republican-controlled chamber. Well, we knew that. So the Jackson vote was expedited after it became clear she had the votes to be confirmed, with senators eager to leave town early for a long weekend ahead of a 2-week recess. What the fuck is going to a long weekend? Well, what is going on? That's going to be a long weekend. I don't know. It was a much-needed political win for Biden, whose job approval ratings fell to 40% in a recent NBC News poll amid concerns about inflation and cost of living. Democrats who face fierce political headwinds going into the 2022 midterms, hope the vote will fire up their voters. Oh, Cory Booker, that's my senator. Like many Americans, I feel immense pride and so much joy at this historic occasion. I commend President Biden for nominating her. He has found the right person to serve as the 116th Justice of the Supreme Court. I'm overjoyed to cast my vote in favor of a brilliant jurist who will inspire generations to come. Cory Booker, let me tell you, that man has a flair for the dramatic, but I can't help but love him.
I gotta go check on my ribs in a minute.
Oh, Will, I hate you.
So yeah, a nice story to end on, I think.
Oh, absolutely. This is the kind of groundbreaking positivity we needed.
Yeah, because everything else is on fire.
And school is here.
So it's nice when it rains every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've just about had enough of this rain bullshit, but that may be because I can barely drive my car with no power steering fluid anyway, and driving in the rain is a bitch.
It's summer. It's summer again here in Southern California. It was.
Is it ever not summer in Southern California?
It's paradise where I live. What can I say? It's like always 70, 80 degrees.
I don't know. I feel like I would hate the pollen count. I remember when I was in Florida years ago, like about 10 years ago. I mean, I just
Florida and California are quite literally two different places.
Okay, so if I went to California, I would not be bedridden from allergies.
No, not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily?
We have more of a dry heat, like Arizona.
Oh God, I hate heat. I hate extreme temperatures in general.
Yeah, but it washes everything out because it's so damn hot, so you don't get sick.
Oh, that's true, but I don't do well in extreme heat. I get very, very ill.
Don't move here and do not drink bleach. With me saying that, and never.
Why
take
would I drink
advice,
bleach?
But never.
Where did that come from? Where did drinking bleach come from?
I always feel like I have to end. No, you think I'm kidding? Generation AR, ha ha ha. Like you have to come with disclaimers now. Like you say something and you're like,
"Hi, Mike."
But I was kidding. You have to tell them like this is a metaphor. I was kidding. Don't drink bleach in real life.
Okay, well,
Tide Pods
Josh
are bad.
is here, I'm telling on you, Mike. Mike said if he came here and started playing along with your shit, you probably wouldn't know what to do. Am I correct in saying that
you wouldn't know what to do?
It's not on the sofa until Josh
If he started playing along, it wouldn't be a game anymore.
It's not on the sofa until my boyfriend gets gay. It's only gotten worse because of the fact that he had his little stint in the county.
Oh, fuck you.
We all know you can't. We all know that your ass got a little fatter because you took a few dicks.
It's not like.
Okay, Josh.
They don't do butt stuff in there. At least I wasn't where the rapists are. Yeah, with the different.
Well, you were in the same jail as a known horse blower.
And on that bombshell,
that's the name of my next punk band. Horse blower, patent pending.
That's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke, Will. It's not a joke. Somebody I grew up with is in Mercer County Jail right now because he was in the process of being investigated for his umpteenth child pornography issue. The police happened to cross several videos of him blowing a horse.
That's going to be the remake of the Horse Whisperer.
Exactly.
The horse blower.
Do you know here in California we drink coffee and judge people, and everyone hates us for it. There's no horse blowing going on around here.
I said there's no horse blowing going on around here. Shut the fuck up.
Not until you come over here, Josh. Once you come over here, I'll play with you.
Yeah, let's go.
And you're tough talk. You're tough talk.
I drive a 2006. No, my car is not driving across the country.
I'm gonna pull my pocket out. I'm gonna pull my pocket out
and you pay the airfare.
I'm gonna pull my pocket out and make you hold it. You want to play prison? We can play prison. I'm a lot bigger. I'm a lot bigger than I look.
Hey, I don't play bitch. So that would be your job.
No, Josh has a little motto. What's your motto,
I
Josh?
don't get stuck. I stick.
You could scream that. You could scream that. You could scream that as loud as you want to. We can play, Josh. We can play prison.
Anyway, we're gonna say good night. We're gonna say good night.
Excited.
Oh my God!
I was trying to be nice.
I'm getting a little excited.
No, you people do not understand. He's just gonna keep going with this. He's gonna keep going until you guys break. He's not gonna break. I live with the motherfucker. He's as stubborn as a jackass.
Oh, he'll break.
No, I don't think he will. I don't think he'll break, Will. I don't think he'll break.
Anyway, thank you. Yeah, thanks to everyone who turned up. Thanks to everyone in the side chat. And if you want to be added to Greg Hartwick's name, scrolling along the bottom there, then you can become a patron, and I'll add your name. And the details are in the description. That said, thanks for tuning in, and tune in next week for more on the sofa. Okay, bye for now.
We love you, Disney.
Rock out with
Bye,
the clock
fuckers.
out.
Peace out, fuckers, fuckettes, and fucks of the non-binary variety.